Interviews from the Farm 9. Masturbation. Keep it between your dick and your hand. March 29, 2009. Interviews with Bernard Poolman. March 29, 09. Okay, let's start at The Secret, the Law of Attraction. A big fuss is made of the law of attraction, and many rally around it because utilizing that they can change their life, according to what is being professed and promoted. The fact is that the principles of the law of attraction has been always part of every human being's life. We've always existed and, according to your imagination, and that which you vividly imagine and hold onto equals manifests. So, if you put up a goal, a purpose, this is what I want to do, then, if you stick to your goal, your intent, your imagination, your vivid energetic feeling, because it's a feeling that you are, it's an energy that you hold on to, you see it, this is what I'm becoming. This is what I want. You hang on to it, then it manifests. Obviously, single-mindedly, one must hang on to that particular point. Now, as the world has become more and more a place that one can see visually on TV, a place of conflict, of strife, loss of misery, money problems in the world, money systems/banking systems failing, trading systems/economic systems equals none of it able to actually support what is going on in the world at this stage. Many interesting questions arise. So, the secret has never been a secret. From childhood, from whenever you can remember, there's many instances where you have actually used the secret, the law of attraction. Obviously, the law of attraction works within consciousness. Consciousness is also one can call the unified field. It is a field of energy within which we all exist as one. It's the field of oneness. Within this field of oneness, we are equal to that which we give attention to attract. That is our equality. And we use that principle of equality under a specific guise, a specific node, a specific mode we call free will and free choice. They say each one of us has got the divine right of free choice, or the right given by the creator of free choice to do whatever we want within our lives. Obviously, within that, we are coming from the principle that there is enough for all. And if you work for it and you prepare yourself for it and you study and you have all the right credentials, then your good fortune will come your way. This good fortune, yes, will come your way if you adhere to the basic principles within the system. The system is designed around the principles of consciousness, the principles of the unified field, and the principal management systems of this reality, which is the laws that direct energy. Within these laws, we are existing. These laws are fascinating because we all fear each other's energy, so therefore, most of the laws that exist in our reality is protecting us from each other. And we have jails full of people showing all the people we must be protected from, and we have stories on every channel on TV telling us about all the bad things that can possibly happen to you, because there are people out there that simply is going to harm you if they have an opportunity. That is so. There is, unfortunately, such things. But many of the things we are creating, we don't really understand. We don't really understand how we are creating it. We know it's happening, but we don't know why or how. We call is preordained. I mean, it's God's will. What was, it happened to me, or it's my free choice. That's why I'm able, or that's why I'm in this situation that I'm in now. I worked for it. Imagined it. I stuck to my purpose, and I did all the right things to get this into my life. So, the system within this world is one, where oneness is manifested in this world. But it is not equal. Equality, in the system, is determined by place of birth. If you are born in Ethiopia, in a starving country, in a place where there's no food, you are equal to that situation and become a starving person. If you are born in an elite family that is highly educated in America, and that is a family of lawyers, you are equal to that, and immediately your situation is according to that particular situation of education and opportunity. So, opportunities in this world are not equal, but we are one as the world. Now, let's go and look at an interesting thing, a thing that is not considered. One of the primary actions of every human being in this reality is an amazing, fascinatingly energetic experience. It takes on various forms, but the two primary forms it takes on one is called sex and the one is called masturbation. They exist both as energy. I'm quite sure all will agree that it exists as energy. Now, in the principles of the secret, the principles of the law of attraction, are mostly applied within the expression of sex and masturbation, because the point of orgasm is normally related to a vividly held experience, feeling, or picture that is taken to an explosive experience. Now, what is very fascinating about this is that we do not consider the implication of what we are really participating in. So, bear with me because the explanation might be a little bit shocking. For instance, everyone, all the males in the world desire to have this magnificently beautiful woman that they can make love to all day, and they can walk around with and be their wife and be in this perfect relationship. But virtually none of the males in this world has got such a thing. They've all wondered why, how come that you have this vivid desire, and this is especially if you look at your pornographic materials. You have obviously particular desires or particular points where some men would like big breasts, some like small breasts, some like big butts, some like small butts, very much dependent on the family upbringing and acceptances within that or the cultural upbringing. Now, imagine the following little story. All your life, as you're a teenager, you're dreaming about this perfect woman, the perfect one, the one. You masturbate, and you imagine every opportunity you have, and especially your teenage years, 2-3-4 times masturbating a day is not impossible. It's preferable. Okay, so one will actually go to that, nobody speak about it, because have a look at about the fascinating nature of this particular law of attraction in action. Is one do this in secret, where nobody can see you and nobody can see the secrets in your mind according to you, because that is your secrets and your free will to masturbate about that. Mostly, if you have been exposed to porn, for instance, you will use your point that will turn you on within the picture reality, whether it's a picture or a story within the porn, and you will use that to vividly imagine your orgasmic experience while you pump the action until you have your satisfaction. Now, in this all, consider the following. You walk into a shopping center and you see your dream girl. Your dream girl. That's the woman you've always imagined you want to marry. She's a perfect picture. You go home and you hit the energetic ride, the imagination, the desire, the point where you imagine vividly this woman. And you look at how you can make contact, how can you get her, how can you connect with her. And you can't help yourself, your hand immediately goes to an area of immense warmth, throbbing thrust, where you then take the pen in your hand, which is your your penis. You take your pen in your hand and you write your reality. And you write it because this is what you want. Okay, what happens if one look at the law of energy and how energy move? For that person that you've seen, you are bringing them into your reality. That means into you space energetically. You are one within consciousness, so therefore, you are actually bringing the being into your reality while you are pumping the action. And you are starting to program them to come to you, and you to them. And obviously your desire and your dream is that you must meet, and sometimes it will actually come to. It'll actually happen, you'll actually experience it. But now, you get to this woman and the next time you saw her in the shopping center you have now built up this energy charge. You are absolutely obsessed, this is the one for you. You have slapped the hammer as much as possible to build the energy. You are holding the imagination, you are holding that feeling, and you are in love. Because you have built that energy of love to its peak. And you want to meet this lady. You get to her, and she looks at you and with disgust. And fop you off and says, "I'm not interested." And immediately you drop down like a ton of bricks, and you are like empty and you don't understand why. How could this have happened? What you didn't realize within the great oneness we all existed in is, while you were walking the shopping center, there was another girl. She was slightly overweight. Big boobs, and she saw you and she thought, "Oh my God, the perfect guy." Okay, and she went home with that and she started masturbating. Imagining, wishing, falling in love, building that energy into its absolute point. You didn't realize it, but sometimes while you were walking, you were experiencing a drop in energy. You would walk into a shop and would suddenly just feel drained. You don't know where your energy went. Oh, it's probably somebody in the shopping center that took your energy. No. Somebody was masturbating about you, and at the big point of orgasm there was an energetic transfer from you to the person, because an orgasm is not about one person, it's about you with your imagination. That which you imagine, the points come together and voila, you are creating. You are placing into motion. You are training/planning your reality. And so, this woman now has been planning her reality and you've planned yours. You've already gone to the contact point and you were fopped off a drop in energy. But now you re quite low, and as you walk into the coffee shop there is this other girl sitting. And somehow you connect, and in her presence suddenly you feel uplifted again. And you start to wonder, have you made a mistake? Here you suddenly feeling this energy. Maybe this is the girl. I mean, you are so ripe and ready for this. And there you go, and you start chatting, and you know what? She can actually talk as well. And what happens? You end up in the opposite spectrum of your desire. So in that game that was played energetically using masturbation, imagination, feeling, in that particular game the woman wins. In another game that's going on, and remember all of these games are going on all at the same time all over the world, the male wins. Let us take another example. A group of girls, they are quite young, 6, 7, 8 years old. They are playing innocently, they are exploring themselves, and they start to masturbate together. They have great fun doing it. And in that great fun of masturbating, they are having most divine experiences. Then suddenly they were caught out by their parents. And a big council ensued where they were told how bad it is what they were doing. So into a little box called suppression, somewhere inside, in the depths of one's being, that little experience is buried. Not away. It's waiting. Much later, the women is in their later years, and as they explore life, they just can meet the same fun experience with a male. And suddenly one day meet it with a female. And what will that woman do? She will go with the female relationship. It was imagined, it was felt, and it was prepared during childhood using the law of attraction, placing the energies in play, and all that now happens within the unified oneness field, where we all are together, is the energy points must meet. Now, let us take this particular, or let us take the whole energy concept also to the point where it is now done in relationship to, for instance, lots of money. Everybody wish to be rich, dream about riches. But by now you must realized a fascinating thing. If you look what is happening in the world, there is a limited supply of money. And governments are in such trouble because the banks are folding that they are starting to print money, which means obviously that your money is worthless because it has got nothing to back it up. It is just a piece of paper like a newspaper that is being printed. But there is not enough money. But that is a proven fact. Look at the news, look at the markets, there is not enough money. Obviously there is a big flaw in the system, but we are not discussing the flaw at the moment. We just looking at the principle and the fact that it's already proven. So now more and more people in the world wants more money, and they are using the secret to imagine themselves with various riches. And you know what? They get the money because they focus on the point. Again, they don't look at the consequential outflow of what they are doing. That means if you work with energy and you take from one point, it comes from somewhere. So if you take money, it comes from somewhere. Within a world system that is not understood in terms of how it actually works and how the wealth of, for instance, the Western countries was built, at the lack of, for instance, the countries in Africa, that wealth in itself was actually an act of stealing. So now wishing to have money while another one have, so that you have money while there is not enough within the system means what? You are actually busy stealing, exactly as you are stealing energy when you are masturbating. Because really your experience of masturbation won't happen the way it happens unless you have your point of feeling, or your picture, or your imagined person that you are having that particular sexual experience with. It won't happen. That's why we specifically suggest self-honesty, because without self-honesty, one will not be willing to consider the consequences of these experiences. You will not be willing to consider, but why are there some in the world with money, and others in the world that is starving? The person with money must investigate themselves self-honestly. Do they have money because of their place of birth, because of their parents, because of their upbringing, because of their particular social structure? So, the fact that they have money is not even their own design. That is a matter of birth. Those with no money is also a matter of birth. This inequality has taken the world now closer and closer to a brink of total destruction. Because more and more understand one thing, and you can imagine that for yourself. As more and more people are without the basic needs to survive, the human being will turn into a survival instinct being. What will the human do? What will you do for your children if you don't have food? Would you steal? You will steal. Will you sell your body for money? You will sell your body for money. You will do whatever it takes to feed your children. We are busy creating a society which is going to have consequences for us for some time to come. And everyone have a look. You feel powerless and helpless to do anything about it. We have created a magnificent way to deal with it. We have created an energetic feeling. We call it love. Let us just love the world back together. Let us take that love feeling back to masturbation and sex. How well is that working? 2/3 of everyone that gets together in that feeling of love end up divorcing. I senti it. The others end up in secret relationships. So at the end of the day, very few people in this world are actually in a sexual relationship within a relationship that you can call love. Because it's all about this energetic movement. The moment you are fulfilled with your energy, you tend to have eyes that wonder whether another feeling of energy won't be greater than the one you already have. And then you start searching for another feeling and you call that love as well. And then you say, I don't love you anymore. I am now looking for another love. But what you are really looking for is not love. It is energy. So that's why we at Destiny say that love doesn't really exist as one would like it to be. The love that exists in the world is one based in energy. And that energy has a beginning and an end. Changes from love to hate, from hate to love. It is most prolifically demonstrated in relationships. And specifically in sex and masturbation. For instance, if you are making love to your wife and while you making love a picture pops and that takes you to your orgasm, because that's your imaginary relationship that you have on the side, your dream relationship that you in secret masturbate about while you are in your marriage, you must know your marriage is in serious trouble. It is inevitable that you are going to get fed up with your partner because your imaginary relationship is going to grow stronger than your real relationship. And then once that breaks up, you'll say, okay, cool. Now I can actually go out and find another love partner. But in fact, you were already committing an act of adultery in the time that you had your imaginary relationship. The same as what happens when you busy with your masturbation relationship. And understand, we are talking here about the principles that happen within energy. Don't believe what I am saying, go and investigate it for yourself self-honestly. Look at yourself and at that what you've already experienced. Don't justify. Don't make it right, be self-honest. And you gonna be amazed at what you going to find about what's really going on within our so-called oneness reality of the great human being. So, let us look at the point, the implication of you being able to within a oneness reality, being able to bring into your energetic presence the energy you perceive that you, when you saw a person walking on the street that you have now an imaginary relationship with, you had a particular feeling that that person transferred to you, which was their energy, that was their presence. So now you bring their presence, which is their energy, into your energy without their permission, and then you masturbate, taking it to an orgasm, creating this imaginary beautiful experience. But what are you really doing? What you do in thought, word, and deed is the same. That is an understanding within all our religions. The implication of what you are doing is actually rape. You are actually raping the person. Look at it, you are taking a person against their will, taking their energy, and you are having a sexual experience. No permission is possible. If one take porn for instance, what is it you are busy with? You are believing that you have an exchange, that the being, because they make money out of what they are doing, that gives you permission to actually masturbate around the porn. Yes, from that perspective it is so. They are selling their energy, which is their body, their presence, the way they feel, the way they look. They are selling their energy. You are buying that energy, you are bringing it into your reality, and you exchanging that for your money. Because the exchange is money, isn't it? So therefore, by masturbating on porn, you gonna find an interesting thing. You not gonna have money come to you very easily, because you are giving it all away to porn as one of the energetic consequences of your experience. Secondly, you are creating an imaginary world that will influence the relationships you have.